Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great, Tuesday. It's still a little chilly. We still got some moisture in the air and a little bit of sleet on the highway, so hope everybody's careful if you're out there traveling or got to travel. So, again, if you've got relatives or loved ones traveling, make sure you check on them. I don't think I mean, there are some wrecks around, but it's not as bad as our neighbors to the south. They've got hammered down in southern and northern Texas. They've had them pretty good ice storms. So, anyhow, we're going to be back in Psalms 71 today. We stopped in verse 3 yesterday, in verse 2. We're going to pick up in verse 3 today. Be my rock of safety. Now, again, this is an anonymous writer here. We don't know who wrote this. Author just says anonymous on this. Be my rock of safety where I can always hide. Give the order to save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. My God, verse 4, rescue me from the power of the wicked and from the clutches of cruel oppressors. So again, the writer here is crying out to God that he is his rock of safety, that he can always hide in that. That's why Jesus said, come to me all who are weary and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest for your soul. Learn from me, take my yoke upon you. My burden is not heavy, it's not oppressive, but it's light. And then he said, learn from me. So again, we can learn from this psalm that God is our rock of safety. Yes. And again, when it talks about rock, it's something solid. A lot of times we put our faith and our trust in things that aren't solid, that are sand, that are waving around, they move. And a lot of times we try to do that in people. I believe we should be able to help people, protect people, and things like that. I'm really big on that. But there's some things that we just can't train enough for, we can't get beyond our control, especially when it talks about rescue him from the wicked and from the clutches of cruel oppressors. And sometimes people may not be physically wicked, but they're being verbally wicked. They're saying things that they shouldn't be. They're making up things they don't know about. They're spreading gossip and lies and rumors around about you, trying to destroy you that way. So again, go to that rock, go to that safety, get on that solid ground, which is God. And again, I told my kids this their whole time growing up through high school. Don't worry about it. They can't eat you. Don't worry about what they're texting. Right. Don't worry about what they're saying, because I have learned this in 27 years of ministry. The people that are going to support you no matter what. The people that are going to talk about you and stab you in the back are going to do that no matter how good or right or how much. That's how people are. So don't crawl up on that rock of safety. Get solid on what God says, because here's there's a lot of cool things, great things about God. But to me personally, here's a big one. He is solid. He changes not. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's seen everything and done. He knows the answer to the questions that I ask and has them. Right. But most importantly, he knows my heart. He knows when people are out saying things that aren't true, making up stuff, whatever, whether it's family, whether it's friends, people don't know what the world's doing, how the world's trying to come against God's people and all that. God knows their heart, and he knows what's going on, the truth of really what's going on, even when we don't know what's going on. God does. So we can hang in there, and he can be your place of safety. So Kelly, what's some things you do to remind you that he is our rock of safety, that you can always hide and find protection in him?
Well, last night as I was working out by myself, I had my AirPods in, and I was listening to XM satellite radio, which I always listen to the message. And when I got on the treadmill, because when I was working out with weights and stuff, you don't pay attention as much. It's just the beat that you're hearing to help you get through doing the lifting and doing all of that. But when I got on the treadmill, I started listening to the words, and every single song that was played was something I needed to hear at that moment. And that just reassured me that even in my hard, even in my lowest, in my darkest, he cares enough about me to make it to where the songs that I'm hearing on the radio are for me, for what I needed at that very moment. And it's not just for me. He does that for all of us. Yeah. But at that moment, he lifted me up. And if anybody, and I was in the upstairs on the treadmill by myself, but I was praising God through it. I was lifting my hands, and I was just praising God and thanking him for giving that to me. Don't be laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I just pictured that a little bit. Somebody walking in.
Well, they would have just seen me raising my hands and praising God, because that's what I was doing. Because I had a really hard day yesterday. It was really tough. Had a hard night the night before. It was really, really tough. A lot of things trying to come up against me. But he loves me enough that he gave his son. But he also gives me those reassurances if I will pay attention and if I will listen to him. He gives me those reassurances that I need. Right. And he did that last night for me. And I was just, by the time I left the gym, I felt a whole lot better. Of course, it was also because I had worked out, and I hadn't worked out in a few days. And I'm, trying to get back into the habit of it. But it just lifted me up, and just listening to praise and worship and just praising him through the hard.
Right. Amen. And again, that's that place of safety we
That's
can
right.
go with praise and worship. But also that he said that he will rescue us. The psalmist said, my God, rescue me from the power of the wicked and from the clutches of cruel oppressors. Sometimes we don't have the power to do that, but God always will. So hang in there. Run to that rock of safety. You can always hide in God. He's not going to judge or condemn or anything like that. So hang in there. God bless y'all.
Yes.
Again, do the best you can. Stay warm. Stay safe today.
It's crazy out there.
On that, I got a text a while ago about was we having kids tomorrow night? I have no idea. Who knows? Just
Yeah.
15,
we're
20
supposed
minutes.
To have another, we're supposed to have another
Right.
round tomorrow.
So I had
So-
more ice at my house west of Yale. We had a little
Yeah, we
rain
don't have
shower.
very much here.
There's nothing here at the church. It's it's got a little sleet, but my porch, my car, that stuff right there's a little light. It's not heavy, but
Right.
a little. It is slicker than snot. I busted this morning coming off the porch, so I'm feeling it right now. So anyhow, it's not. Thank the Lord, as bad here.
Right.
But you never know. A couple miles make all the difference. We'll make
Right.
that call tomorrow. We'll get it out, put it out later, and kind of
Yes.
see what transpires. And if schools are out, we won't have it. We never have
Right.
it when schools take out just for, again, it's not good enough to have them. We're not going to get our buses out in the dark and that or vans on that. So again, just stay tuned to that tomorrow night.
Yes.
We'll make a call later on tomorrow, and we kind of see what transpires on that.
And when the next round's supposed to come in. I think it's tomorrow evening, but it's
Okay, yeah,
We need
I
to-
have not watched
we
the
have to
weather.
be weather
You gonna do
aware.
women's in the morning or?
as far, yeah, if we don't have anything other than what's here, then yes, we're going to go ahead and do women's in the morning, because like Mike said, there's nothing here. I drove out here. I was fine. I understand, though, if you don't want to get out in the cold, don't get out in the cold. I
That's
totally,
gonna be cold still.
yes, I totally understand that. We just got to get a few more weeks, and then we'll start getting into some
Be
springtime.
tornado season right around the corner coming up. So we dodge, instead of ice pellets and
We'll
snow,
be-
be
yeah.
hailstorms and
Right.
high winds. That's Oklahoma. You never know what weather
Right.
we'll get, but God's still good despite the
Yes,
weather.
he
So
is.
ladies, you want to get out or call, check in,
Yeah.
whatever if they're having it. But right now, that's on go. Tomorrow night is up in the air.
Yeah.
We don't know if it stays like this. Now Yale is slicker. We got a lot of kids in Yale.
Yeah, we won't
And their
ride the
streets are a
vans over
little
there,
bit,
maybe.
a little bit rough. So we'll just have to see and make a call on that tomorrow on what happens. So God bless y'all. Again, service is Sunday, first Sunday in February. So y'all come out and support that and kick off the new month in church if you can, 9 and 11 o'clock, Lord willing, on Sunday. So we got that going on. So again, come support that. Again, we'll make the call on the youth services, kids services a little bit earlier tomorrow. So
Yes.
on that, I mean, we're not going to do it like 6 o'clock. We'll give you a little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
Something on that best.
We'll
that
have
we
a
can.
decision
So,
made by 4.
yeah.
hopefully.
So God bless y'all. Again, hope you're having a great Tuesday. Check on your elderly neighbors, especially. Oh, they might not have got out. Maybe they're out of something. You can run to the store and grab them. This,
Right.
even though it's not slick, it's still harder for them to get out and get
There
around. A
may
lot of
not be
porches are
anything
slick.
left, though. Their milk and the bread may already be gone.
Everybody's panicking
Yeah,
on
panicking
that.
on that.
Okay, so there you go. So just check on them, see if
Yes.
they need something on that. So we can help with something. We do have some food here. We can take
Yes.
them. Things we don't have milk or bread here, so but we do have canned goods and stuff. So just holler at us. We can help out. So God bless y'all. If you need us, holler at us, 918-399-5956. Remember, it's faith over fear, Christ over crisis, and you can remain calm in the chaos.